Zach tucks in and runs. Zach Wilson's loose. Zach Wilson's running. He's got all day. He stays in bounds. Zach Wilson cuts it. Zach Wilson gets in the end zone for the touchdown. Yo, what is good, Jets Nation? Welcome back to Jets Media, and this is a live stream. I want to talk about a video that came out from talkSPORT. It was an interview with running back Michael Carter, and he was asked about Zach Wilson, and he had a very interesting thing to say about the quarterback for the New York Jets in Zach Wilson. I want to go live and talk about it and show you the video and what Michael Carter had to say. He had a ton of high praise for Zach Wilson, and the reason why I want to show you guys this is because I think that if this is true of what Michael Carter has to say, and it really does seem like he is saying it from the bottom of his heart in terms of it's very genuine. It's not forced. It's not like he's just saying it because he's his teammate and he has to just praise his quarterback. Like what Michael Carter had to say about Zach Wilson really moved me personally, because if what he has to say is true in terms of him being able to handle the New York media market, him being able to not listen to the noise and just be absolutely wired into his brain, understanding that people are going to be talking good and bad about me in the media in the New York market, and it's just not letting it phase him, because that's a really good sign for Zach Wilson in terms of his ability to just handle it, because as we all know, the pressure is through the roof when you are the quarterback for the New York Jets. Everything's different. When you're the quarterback for the New York Jets, it's a very different animal than being a quarterback on any other team in any other market outside of the New York, as we all know. So it's really important for Zach Wilson to be mentally tough and being able to handle that style. So I wanted to go live and show you guys the interview from Michael Carter from talkSPORT, and he had a lot of fun things to talk about from Zach Wilson. I want to break it down. So welcome into the stream, guys. Make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button on your way in if you're just tuning in, or if you're watching this on replay. I appreciate you guys tuning in as well. Don't forget to like it and comment down below your thoughts. So without further ado, let's jump right into what Michael Carter had to say about Zach Wilson, because listen to everything he has to say, because I feel like Jets fans should be really happy. And because when I first heard this last night, I was like, damn, this is exactly what I want to hear about our rookie quarterback now going into year number 2.
I think I've said this, and because I get questions about Zach, but I don't think I've said this yet about, like, he's the perfect quarterback for the New York market because he doesn't hear any of it. Like, he could care less. And, like, he'll see it, and he'll be like, I'm like, isn't this so funny? They talked about how I threw 2 interceptions today. If that was me, I'd be like, man, you better stop writing about me. But it's him, so it's like, he's like, haha, I'll get better. Like,
that's amazing.
His mindset is like, he's literally wired like that. Like, he does not care what anybody thinks.
Wow.
And it's so cool. And so, like, that's why I say he's like the perfect fit, because like everything is like, he's so internally motivated that, like, no matter what you write, it's just writing to him. And like, and he's kind of like naive in the way that, like, he doesn't see it. I'd probably say like 95% of stuff he'll never see.
That's
like,
amazing.
Like, writing about him is like worthless because, like, he's not gonna see it. So like, or like writing like a you know, sort of a like a downer piece on him, like, even if it's like a positive thing, like, he still doesn't see it.
That's one of
he's so hard on himself. No.
So, as you guys can see, Michael Carter had a lot of interesting things to say about Zach Wilson in that little snippet. And the reason why I wanted to make a video and go live and talk about it, number one, is because, like I said before, I showed you the video. It's so important for Zach Wilson to be able to handle this media with the mindset of understanding that there's going to be a lot of people writing articles about when he's struggling and even when he's going through the roof. And it's cool to hear that Michael Carter said he's wired that way. It's just him. It's just his ability to not really worry about what's the external noise is all about. And he is just really internally motivated to prove not only, like, he's not trying to prove anybody else wrong besides himself. He's trying to prove to himself that he belongs in this league. Now, is this guaranteed that Zach Wilson's the answer at the quarterback and he's 100% going to be the franchise QB and he's going to be a top 5, top 10 quarterback? Absolutely not. But this is a good sign to hear from a guy in Michael Carter, which I think a lot of Jets fans should understand, that not only do we have a stud in Michael Carter on the field as a running back, but we have a really good personality in the locker room, a natural-born leader, someone that's going to be around for a long time in terms of, like, we saw him on NFL Network last week before the Super Bowl on Good Morning Football. He's a really infectious, bubbly personality that just looks like a guy that's going to be all over the place on like talk shows and stuff. So Michael Carter, I love him. I love everything about him. Not only his play on the field, his running back style is phenomenal. He had a great rookie season, but his leadership ability is really awesome. And to hear him talk about his rookie quarterback in that way really spoke volume to me. So I want to hear your guys' thoughts down below in the comments. Do you guys feel like this is something that, Jets fans should take and really listen to and really understand? Like, hey, maybe Michael Carter has a point. Maybe Zach Wilson does have the mental ability to handle the pressure. Because I personally feel like that's a really good sign that Zach Wilson understands that what type of animal it is like in the New York market. I think we can all agree that quarterbacks for the Jets in the previous years, like a Geno Smith, like a Sam Darnold, those guys mentally just, I feel like the media really got to them mentally. Now, is this guaranteed that Zach Wilson is going to be able to handle it mentally just because Michael Carter says it? No, but what I'm trying to say is it is a good sign that his rookie running back alongside him is somebody that, is giving him that high praise. And I really feel like this is something that Jets fans should take into account, because I feel like Zach Wilson, this is something that I noticed about him as well. Throughout his entire rookie season, when he was struggling earlier in the season, he wasn't too rattled. It didn't seem like it got to him. Then he was injured. He came back and he was playing really good football. And it just feels like he's someone that never gets too high or never gets too low. And that's the exact approach we need to have from a quarterback for the New York Jets that's going to be here for a long time if he does want to be successful in the New York media market. So let me know your guys' thoughts in the chat. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say, because I personally saw this on Twitter last night, and I really felt like this spoke volume to me personally, because this is what I want to hear from our, running back talking about the quarterback, because this is the most important thing outside of his obvious on the field stuff in terms of, not turning the ball over, making sure you make the right reads, getting the ball into your playmaker's hands, getting into the end zone, winning some football games. But there's also the off the field factor that a lot of fans don't really understand. That is probably one of the most important pieces to being able to be successful in the market like New York, and especially being the quarterback, when every single move you make is judged on a way bigger scale. And this is just really good news, because I just feel like Michael Carter said it in a way where he's not joking around, like it's actually true. Like he was around him for the entire season, and he genuinely believes that Zach Wilson does not hear all the noise. I mean, you heard what he had to say. Zach Wilson was laughing at people talking about him, and Michael Carter even said it, and he admitted it. Like, damn, if people were talking about that about me, I'd be pretty upset about it. But Zach Wilson's wired differently. He's literally just wired in a way where he's eternally motivated, and he's trying to go out there and just play football. And he also has a really, really big passion for the game. And that's another thing about Zach Wilson that I love, that a lot of other people are talking about when they're with him. Even Braxton Berrios. Braxton Berrios said really high praise of Zach Wilson in a podcast. I forgot which podcast he was on. I think it was actually yesterday on WFAN, Tiki and Tyranny. Let me see if I can find that for you guys, actually, because Braxton Berrios, unfortunately, we don't know if he's going to be back. I don't think I'm not going to predict whether Braxton's back or not. Obviously, we all hope he is. But at the end of the day, we have no idea if he will be back or not. So I'm going to go on. I saw it on Instagram. Let's see if I can find this, because Braxton Berrios had something really awesome to say about Zach Wilson. Here it is. So this is what Braxton Berrios had to say when asked about Zach Wilson on Tiki and Tyranny on WFAN. Well, no, this is actually about him talking about him wanting to stay or not. Where did I see that? Where did I see that quote? I think it was on Twitter, maybe. You guys probably know what I'm talking about. Maybe oh, here it is. I found it. Okay, so Zach Wilson, this is what he had to say. This is what Braxton Berrios had to say about Zach Wilson. He loves football. He's not in it for what it brings him. He truly loves the game. He prepares like nobody I've ever seen. I think the year 1 to year 2 jump is going to be absolutely tremendous with him. And that's Braxton Berrios saying, quote, Zach's his really good friend. So it's awesome to see that Zach Wilson's not only, loved in the locker room, because that's really important. Zach Wilson's the quarterback for the team. We're all hoping that he can be the guy for the long term. But to hear high praise from Michael Carter, hear high praise from Braxton Berrios, it just feels like it's more genuine rather than it's forced. Obviously, people are like, oh, well, of course his teammates are going to praise him. He has to when he's asked about him. But I just really feel like hearing this praise from his teammates in a genuine matter really speaks volume to me personally, especially what Michael Carter had to say and what Braxton Berrios had to say. Just genuinely that he loves the game of football, genuinely, where it's not like he's just playing it for the money, he's not in it for it, and he just loves the game and he approaches it in a meticulous way where hopefully he does take that year 1 to year 2 jump that we're all expecting. Because, I'm not expecting Zach Wilson to go out there in year number 2 and all of a sudden be a top quarterback in the AFC, because we know how stacked the AFC conference is. But what I'm trying to say is in year number 2, we should definitely expect Zach Wilson to take a big step and improve in every single statistical category and, not turn the ball over a lot, have a couple games where he has 300 plus yards, where he has 3 touchdowns, have some of those games. But there will be some games next year for sure where he struggles still and he still needs to work through some stuff, in my opinion. And then year number 3 is where I'm expecting Zach Wilson to hopefully take that big time next step, where he establishes himself as a good quarterback in the NFL. And that's just me being hopeful thinking. That's not me saying that's going to happen guaranteed. That's just me speaking as a Jets fan, is what I'm hopeful to see from our rookie quarterback going into year number 2 and year number 3. That's kind of like my realistic expectations in terms of that's what every single Jets fan should hope to see from Zach. Improve in year number 2 in every single statistical category, and most importantly, win some football games. Be in every single game. Do not turn the ball over a lot. And then at the end of year number 2, I think Jets fans should hopefully think that, okay, Zach Wilson showed a lot of promise in year 2. Let's see what year number 3 can do in year 3 of the system. And that's where he could take flight as a Jets quarterback. So that's my thoughts about this whole thing, about what Michael Carter had to say about him and Braxton Berrios. I feel like this does speak volume. And then if you want to bring up Joe Namath, I see you guys in the chat. Joe Namath has not sold on Zach because he's not 6'7". I mean, I don't really know what Joe Namath was thinking talking about that. But hey, not everybody's going to be on the Zach Wilson train. He's still got a lot of people to prove wrong. He did not have the best rookie season ever. He had way more interceptions than touchdowns, even though we did finish off the season with a 8 touchdown to 2 interception ratio. So the progression was there, and there's no sugarcoating it. Zach Wilson was one of the worst quarterbacks in the league last year as a rookie. But I think every Jets fan expected the struggles from Zach Wilson. At least I did. I didn't expect him to go out there in year number 1 and light it up with the youngest roster in football, with all the injuries that we had and all the playmakers just going in and out at tight end, receiver, and running back around him. I didn't really expect a lot from Zach. So hopefully the team can stay healthy around him, number 1. And we add playmakers this offseason. You know what I mean? We got to get another wide receiver. We got to get a brand new tight end room. We got to get another running back. We got to add protection on that offensive line. And that's really what's going to determine if Zach Wilson is going to take that next step as well. Because, quarterback, you can only play so well in terms of you need to have good playmakers around you, obviously. They need to know their spots. They need to have good chemistry. They need to know where the football is going at all times. I think Elijah Moore and Zach Wilson had tremendous chemistry in the limited times that we saw them in the rookie season. Unfortunately, for the Jets, we barely got to see Zach Wilson and Elijah Moore on the field together at the same time. I think it was like 3 or 4 games because Elijah Moore was injured for the first part of the season. No, he actually just missed 1 game. And then when Zach Wilson was catching fire at the end, Elijah Moore went down with a season-ending quad injury, so we did not get to see an extensive, a lot of games with Elijah Moore and Zach Wilson out there. So let's hope that we can get a full season of Elijah Moore and Zach Wilson. That's all I ask for. And, of course, Michael Carter. Those 3 guys are the most important pieces to this offense outside of, obviously, the offensive line and the health of, Becton and Elijah Vera Tucker and whoever we add on that front. But I just wanted to, make this a topic point to go live today on Friday and just talk about this interview from Michael Carter. I'm going to play it one more time. If you guys are just tuning in to the live stream and you did not see what Michael Carter had to say, I'm going to play it one more time for you guys. So listen to what Michael Carter had to say about Zach Wilson in his interview with talkSPORT.
I think I've said this, and because I get questions about Zach, but I don't think I've said this yet about, like, he's the perfect quarterback for the New York market because he doesn't hear any of it. Like, he could care less. And, like, he'll see it and he'll be like, I'm like, isn't this so funny? They talked about how I threw 2 interceptions today. If that was me, I'd be like, man, you better stop writing about me. But with him, so it's like, he's like, haha, I'll get better. Like,
that's amazing.
his mindset is like, he's literally wired like that. Like, he does not care what anybody thinks.
Wow.
And so cool. And so, like, that's why I say he's, like, the perfect fit. Because, like, everything is, like, he's so internally motivated that, like, no matter what you write, it's just writing to him. And, like, and he's kind of, like, naive in the way that, like, he doesn't see it. I probably say like 95% of stuff he'll never see.
That's
Like
amazing.
like writing about him is like worthless because like he's not gonna see it. So like or writing like a you know sort of a like a downer piece on him,
Yeah.
like even if it's like a positive thing, like he still doesn't see it
That's one
because
of. Oh,
he's so
sorry.
hard on himself. No,
So yeah, that's what Michael Carter had to say. I absolutely love everything he said about Zach, just in terms of how he's built mentally, how he's wired, how he's so internally motivated, how he does not listen to the noise outside of the Jets organization, outside of the facility that they're in, because we all know that New York, it's hard to play in. And I honestly feel like, I'm realizing why all three of my teams have sucked my entire life, right? As you guys know, I'm obviously a Jets fan, but I'm also a Knicks and a Mets fan. And I'm like, hey, maybe the reason why all three of my teams have sucked for my entire life is because the New York market is so hard to survive. It's so hard to play in because the pressure's through the roof. And some people are just not mentally built to be able to prosper in this media market. And to hear Michael Carter say those things about Zach Wilson really speaks volume to me, and I hope it's true. And I hope that Zach Wilson proves to be able to handle the media and being able to handle the mental ability, because a perfect example of a quarterback that handled the New York market is Eli Manning. Eli Manning for the New York Giants. He was the franchise guy. Obviously, we all know his accolades, 2 Super Bowl rings, all that stuff. But what Eli Manning brought, not only of his play on the field, he was just a very even-keeled guy. His personality was just low-key. He never had any issues off the field. He just never really let the New York market get to him. He was just a really perfect franchise QB for the Giants for all those years. And all I want from Zach Wilson is to be that style of quarterback, not on the field. I'm not comparing Zach Wilson and Eli Manning on the field at all. They are literally completely polar opposite quarterbacks on the field. I'm just talking about their off the field stuff in terms of how they handle the media, how they handle what people are saying about them, how they handle being the quarterback for the New York football team like the New York Jets. And that's really what I want to talk about in this stream, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the chat. Do you guys agree with what Michael Carter had to say? Obviously, we don't know. We don't know Zach Wilson on a personal level like Michael Carter does, so it's hard to really evaluate on that spectrum. But I really genuinely believe that Jets fans should listen to what Michael Carter had to say and, listen to it a couple times, because I really listened to it last night, and I really was like, wow, that is awesome. That is just, there's nothing but good things to take out of that, for sure. And I feel like Jets fans should be excited. Should be excited for the future. We got a young foundation on this team, and it's really awesome. What up, John? Welcome to the stream. Zach is a tough kid. Yeah, man. Zach is a tough kid for sure. Listen, I really genuinely. Oh, yeah, and now everyone in the chat bringing up the Joe Namath situation. Joe Namath said he was worried about Zach because he's not very big, getting beat up. He did not say he wasn't going to make it, morons. Oh, I guess you're talking about everybody else in the chat. Yeah, Joe Namath did not have high praise for Zach, but the good news is Joe Namath had high praise for Sam Darnold. We all know how that turned out, so he doesn't have high praise for Zach. Maybe things will just go our way this time. You know what I mean? I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. So obviously there's a lot of things that need to be worked out on this team in order for Zach Wilson to succeed. He needs a lot of things to work on this offseason. His footwork, his ability to step up into his throws, his ability to, play within the structure of the offense. He showed flashes of that at the end of the season, but the biggest difference on year number 2 that we need to see is consistency. Is he going to be able to do that on a consistent basis, week to week, stay within the pocket, throw in, step up into your throws, play within rhythm, play with anticipation, and then your secondary trait should be going outside of the pocket, scramble drills, those backyard style plays that he loved to show against the Titans, show off the mobility, show off the athleticism, being able to make people miss behind the line of scrimmage, picking up the first down with your legs, even getting in the end zone with your legs. I mean, there's so much potential with Zach Wilson that I'm so excited to see him grow as a Jets quarterback for the next couple of seasons. Hopefully, 2 or 3, 4 years from now, he's still the guy. He signed the extension. That's obviously best case scenario, but a lot of things have to go our way in order for that to be the reality of the situation for the New York Jets. But listen, guys, I want to hear your thoughts about this in the comments down below. Do you think this is something that Jets fans should really, take in and say, hey, maybe Michael Carter has a point. We should actually listen to him because he's a leader on this team now. I know he's coming off a rookie season, and he's very young, but this man, Michael Carter, is the future of this franchise, offensively speaking, in terms of the personality. I think Michael Carter is going to be the voice of Jets fans, the face of the team. He has just an infectious personality, and I'm really excited for the future of what Michael Carter has to bring. So, guys, I appreciate you guys tuning in. I just want to go live and talk about this interview with Michael Carter on Talk Sports. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. And please don't forget to like the video if you guys enjoyed. And I'll catch you guys in my next live stream or video. Appreciate you guys tuning in. And let's go Jets, and stay tuned for more content.